So I do want to mention that this unit was actually sent out to me by Apple's Audio, but as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. And if you're interested in picking one up after watching this, I have an affiliate link down in the description below. Definitely check that out. All right, let's go ahead and open this up and I'll tell you more about it. All right, looks like they include a manual. They have some pretty good information here, such as what all the different buttons and all that do, as well as the connections in the back, but I'll go ahead and go over that for you guys as well. We got this here with the D&A branding. We got the D&A Alpha Pro unit itself, which looks very solid. Definitely looks very well built with good quality materials. Include a USB-A to USB-C cable, as well as your standard power cord. And that's pretty much all that is in the package, which is kind of great. That's all you need, right? But yeah, first impressions, again, it feels very solid. It has a very nice weight to it, which is a good indicator that premium materials were used in this DAC amp. And it has a very clean desktop aesthetic. I see this fitting very well in my office/gaming desktop. This is definitely the kind of device that's meant to sit front and center in a minimalist setup. And one thing that stands out immediately is the lighting on this. I mean, this is the first thing I noticed when I saw this at the Apple's booth in CanJam SoCal. I really haven't seen any other DAC amps that have this cool lighting effect, and I really like it. It really stands out and differentiates this device from others. And yeah, just comparing it to something like this iFi Ideas D3, this Alpha Pro really stands out and has a nice, like, cool futuristic look to it that again makes it look like no other DAC amp out there that I've seen. So yeah, you really got this subtle but really nice ambient glow that gives it a modern, almost futuristic vibe. And it's not like over the top RGB gamer style lighting here. It's more refined, and honestly, it looks great in a clean desk setup. The front is super simple. You got this very large volume knob here in the center. And before I forget, little public service announcement. If you do end up buying the Alpha Pro, make sure that you install the latest firmware because it fixes some issues with the volume knob. So before you even use it, go ahead and install the latest firmware for your Alpha Pro to make sure you don't have any issues with it. On the left hand side here, you have all the headphone outputs you'll ever need. XLR, your standard 6.3mm unbalanced connection here, as well as a balanced 4.4 connection in the front, so it can handle pretty much all your headphone devices. So as far as the buttons go, this first one here is your power on and off switch. It also doubles as your lighting control. So if we press it here, we see that you could turn off the lighting, you could turn it on to be solid, and the other modes are rhythm and breathing. Next up, we have the gain switch. You have your options between low, mid, and high. And then we have your output selector. You can switch between line out, preamp output, and headphone output. Next, we have the input mode, which lets you select between USB, optical, coax, line, and Bluetooth. So this does support Bluetooth as well. And of course, we have this large volume knob, which adjusts with the level that you adjust it to. So you can turn it all the way down, or you can turn it up to the max level. Everything really feels tactile and well built. Nothing cheap here. The volume knob feels smooth and precise. So you can definitely use this device in several ways. You can use it as a standalone DAC, a headphone amp, or both as an all-in-one setup DAC amp. All right, so taking a look at the back of the D&A Alpha Pro, we see all the inputs and outputs here. And I love the way these are all labeled here. So on the left side here, we have all your analog connections. We have your balanced XLR outs, right and left. You have your RCA line out, as well as your RCA line in. For digital inputs, we have coaxial, optical, USB-C, as well as a Bluetooth antenna here. Finally, here we have the connector for the power cable and a nice rocker power switch that feels very satisfying to push down. Now let's talk about what makes the Alpha Pro interesting. There's actually a non-pro version of this, the standard D&A Alpha, and the differences are important. The non-pro version has higher power output, pushing roughly about 9 watts maximum per channel, depending on the load. The Alpha Pro comes in a bit lower, pushing about 6 watts maximum per channel, again depending on the load. But the Alpha Pro focuses more on a refined DAC stage and cleaner signal path. So what does that mean for you? If you're running extremely hard to drive headphones, for example these tungstens, the regular Alpha might be better for you. especially if you're running demanding planar magnetic headphones. The non-pro is just going to give you more headroom and drive. But if you're using mid-range headphones like these Jade Audio JT7s, this DAC amp should drive them just fine. But if you also care more about clarity, detail, and refinement, you definitely want to go with the Alpha Pro, as it is a better pick for that. So for most people, the Pro version is going to sound more polished and enjoyable in everyday listening. Unless you absolutely need that extra power, then yeah, definitely go with the regular Alpha, the non-pro version. So who is this DAC amp for? It sits at an interesting price range where you're not on the very budget end, but you're not getting too far into the more expensive DAC amps that cost thousands of dollars. This has a great sweet spot here for what you get. So this is perfect for someone that wants an all-in-one DAC amp upgrade. Just buy this one unit and you have everything you need. And really someone who already has some experience with audio gear, someone who cares about sound quality and aesthetics. This is definitely not an entry-level DAC amp, but it's also not overkill for someone stepping up from that $100 to $300 range. I think this is a good step up from something like that. If you have something in that range for your DAC and amp. Overall, the D&A Alpha Pro is shaping up to be a really solid option if you're looking for something that balances performance, features, and a clean desktop presence. So if you want to check it out or pick one up, I got an affiliate link down in the description below. Using that link really helps support the channel. All right, so now I'm going to connect the D&A Alpha Pro and listen to some of my music and try it out with my different headphones, as well as these Field JT7, which I just got in. So I'll definitely do my best to try to describe the sound of the D&A Alpha Pro, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So first off, we have the D&A Alpha Pro, and this DAC amp has two settings. It has the regular tone setting and what's called the Tone X setting. And what Tone X does is that it adds a bit of warmth to the music, but at the cost of a few things which I will talk about in just a bit. So what I'm talking about right now is how these sounded with the Tone X setting on the Alpha Pro. And if you don't have that setting available, make sure you update the firmware on this, because that will allow you to have all the settings that are available on the Alpha Pro. So let's talk about the bass with this DAC and amp with the Tone X setting. The sub bass is actually pretty good with Tone X set to on, although I feel like it could use a little more sub bass. I feel like the mid bass sounds good, but it lacks punch when compared to some of my other headphones. As for the mid-range, it sounds a bit distorted, as I think some of the bass bleeds into the mids. It has more of a laid-back sound to it, if that makes any sense. This is kind of what you want to be listening to, say, if you're not paying too much focus on the music, like maybe you're cleaning your room or doing some other things that don't really require you to pay attention to the details in the music. It's really a smooth presentation, but lacking in the details section in my opinion. I think with the Tone X setting on in the Alpha Pro, it definitely gives you a warmer sound signature, but you sacrifice quite a bit on detail. For my listening preferences, I actually prefer not to turn on Tone X because of this, and I'd rather be able to listen to the details in the music. Although I must admit that the Tone X setting makes the music sound a bit more fun, so to speak. Now I'm going to talk about the JT7s with the D&A Alpha Pro with the regular tone setting. As far as the bass goes, with the regular setting, the sub bass is very clean. It's not too much, but just enough to make the music sound pleasant. Mid bass still sounds quite relaxed, and it's still missing that punch that I like to hear with my headphones. Mid-range, on the other hand, sounds a lot more pleasant and less distorted. As I mentioned before, the bass is much cleaner with the regular tone setting on the Alpha Pro. So I think this setting is the best to go with if you want good sounding mid-range. Vocals are more clear and overall sound very good. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the mid-range. As far as treble goes, it's much improved with the regular tone setting, allowing you to listen to those details in the music. I for sure would advise everyone not to turn on Tone X if you care about listening to details in the music. You can really hear those little details in the music, which sounds good when paired with the low bass and smooth mid-range. Overall, I think the JT7 with the D&A Alpha Pro is a good pairing, but honestly, these headphones don't require a lot of power, so I'd recommend you just go with the regular non-pro D&A Alpha, which makes a lot more sense to pair with the JT7, as it comes in at a much lower price, where this pro version may just be overkill. I'll go ahead and leave affiliate links to both the D&A Alpha Pro you see here, as well as the regular D&A Alpha, in the video description, in case you guys want to take a look at both of these and see the current pricing. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.